It's the 4th of April, and after all our getting beds ready for planting, we're now going to do a little bit of planting. It's a lovely afternoon and we're going to put some early spuds in. The ones we're going to put in are these Ulster Prince, and they do produce rather large potatoes, but quite nice anyway. So we're going to space them about 15 inches apart. He can do 2 because he can get 30. So we normally get about 10 in a row as we plant these up.
So I'm going to carry on spacing these out 15 inches apart, which is what we've usually done in the past. We've already been pre-chittered in the greenhouse, and according to some of the reading we've done, it's supposed to rub off all but about 2 shoots. In that way you're supposed to get bigger potatoes. But we don't bother doing that and we still get big potatoes. So goodness knows how big they'd be if you got rid of the chits. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 left over. In fact, there's about 3 seed potatoes left over, so no doubt somewhere we'll just have some odds and ends. So a long time ago we stopped this business of digging big trenches and filling it with manure and that sort of back-breaking work, and we found out over the years that doing it this way, which is to dig a hole with the trowel fairly deeply and then set the potato in the bottom with the shoots pointing upwards and fill it in. And then as they grow, it'll be heaped up. At least it's not too dry, because if it's too dry, as you're digging the hole out, it just fills back up again. Oops.
We're now going to start this second row, which is a row of 2 new varieties to us. One's called Francis, which is that one, and they're an early, which is why I thought we'd put them in this row. But the other one we're trying is one called Elland, and it's an early main crop. But I'm going to go in here and we'll just have to stay in if they're not ready. But at least we've got quite a few potatoes to go out for earlies anyway before we'd get to those. So they'll go in just the same way, spaced 15 inches apart.
Get it the right way up.
Yeah. The other thing we're going to try and do this afternoon is get these onion sets planted. It's about time they're in. Should be all right now. Should be warm enough. Shouldn't get any weather that's going to trouble them. Got this bed ready. Hoops are ready because it's going to get covered in Enviromesh once they're in. 5 rows. I'm going to start marking out the rows. I'm putting a little bit of compost in just to settle the bulbs in to get them going. Sorry, which main crop?
These ones.
Elland. Elland, as in Elland Road.
So the potatoes are planted, and now we're going to start on the onions. We've got 4 different varieties of onions, and we've got 5 rows that we're going to put in. So to start with, Martin's digging a trench, just a shallow trench, and that's going to be filled with compost, multi-purpose compost. We sort of find that our soil's not really conducive to growing things straight in it. So this gets things...
It's really dry at the moment.
Yeah,
Surprisingly
yeah.
dry.
I thought it was quite damp when I was doing the potatoes, but as I got further along, it was dry. But as I was saying, the soil's not really conducive to planting the onions straight into the soil. Plus the fact that filling trenches with the multi-purpose compost gradually gets compost into the beds and should improve things slightly. So the compost is going in now. And onions that we've got to plant. We've got Hercules, which we've grown before. We've got Centurion, which we've also grown before. And then another one we've grown quite a few times, big bag of these are rumba. And then we've one that we haven't grown before, in fact I've never heard of them. And these are called Bamberger, and it says they're long onions. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how they grow. We like to try something new, don't we? Right, so that's the composting. These are funny little sets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what these
Movie film.
Bambergers are going to be like, because they're really funny little sets. Not all of them, but quite a few. They're just like little thin pointy things.
Well, it's supposed to be long, thin shallots, aren't they? So that's
No, they're not shallots.
onions.
Yeah, yeah, but I would have imagined they'd be a bit fatter, would they? Some of the sets are a bit fatter, but
So some of them don't look so bad, do they? If it's this one here.
no. There are some
They
at
don't
the
look so
other
bad.
end that are a bit fatter than those, but
Well, we'll find
there's
out,
some
won't we?
really skinny little things.
We'll just have to see what comes of them.
Yeah, it's just an experiment, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Our onions are all in and they've been watered. It's remarkably dry. Didn't have much rain last month. There's none in the forecast for this week or next. So I thought we'd give them a watering, and we'll just have to keep an eye out to make sure they don't dry out. So we're now going to cover them with some environ mesh. So that's the next job, and then we've just about finished getting them in. Our first bit of planting of the year is now done. A bit wary about the fact we had to water those onions in though.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it?
Yeah, not normally something we start off doing, maybe later on in spring and summer a bit of watering, but beginning of April, that's something else.
Last year it was just so soggy and wet at this time, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was.
Was it? Anyway, it's really dry this time of the year. Hopefully the beds that still need digging will actually dig. Otherwise we might be in serious trouble.
Not for the first time.
No. Anyway, we're going to see what else we can find to do now this afternoon.
So hopefully that mesh will keep the onion fly and allium leaf miner away, although there are some holes in it, so I hope they don't find a way in.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what we can find to do.
Yeah.